Hello there.
General Kenobi!
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Incoming transponder code received. Classification: fire spray. Designation: Darth Asylum. Captain: unknown. Port: unknown. Weapons profile: unknown. Designation: Darth Asylum. Incoming transponder code received. Classification: fire spray. Designation: Darth Asylum. Captain: unknown. Port: unknown. Weapons profile: unknown. Designation: Darth Asylum.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster.
Hello there.
General Kenobi! General Kenobi!
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Creeper no, chuk chuk, we chuk bika, oh, vidale, chuk chuk.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, you awesomely beautiful people of the galaxy, and welcome again to another episode of the Darth Asylum podcast. This is episode number 7. Yes, number 7. I'm your host of Darth Asylum, broadcasting live in hyperspace, and welcome back. It is Wednesday, and we are here in the middle of the week. So again, I hope you guys are having a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy. So this is our happy place for the middle of the week to be able to get through and make it to the end, because we had to start something. Now we're in the middle of it, and then we got to eventually finish it. So that's generally what's going to happen, right? All right. Well, because it has to happen. So either way, we are back. We are live webcamming, and we are actually using a brand new webcam, and we are still rocking the purple nails. So they're kind of chipping now, but either way. But yes, we are back. This is episode 7 of the podcast, Wednesday nights. So you know what that means? That means we are watching episode 7, Star Wars episode 7, The Force Awakens. So yes, we are now officially into the sequel trilogy. So behold, let the floodgates open and share what your thoughts are, because I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on this right here. So, which is perfectly fine. That's why this is the way, I mean, this is how the podcast goes anyway. It's that ultimately we have to discuss something, and ultimately with the way this format is working out, I know people have their thoughts and want to share them, and this is the ultimate format to be able to do that in. So again, let us take a quick second and double check the legends that are among us right now, both on Twitch and YouTube, and then we will get going. So on the YouTube side, Jack is with us. Jack, thank you, sir. Yes, don't worry about that. Those 4 laps you got to run tomorrow at school for PE, they will be the best 4 laps you will run, because we will make them the best 4 laps. You said it's going to suck, and they do suck, but at the same time, you are going to have totally a lot of fun with it. He always does. Well, thank you for that. But yes, let us see on the Twitch side what legends are among us. We have Nothing is with us. Triv is back. What is up, man? So we have Nothing. We have Triv. We have Hunter. We have Maim, Lavava. We have Shadowlex. Thank you, Shadow, for that dance for the rave. Appreciate it. Always, always, always. Mainly, Mimi Lily Papa is here too. Thank you very much. I think that is it for the moment, at least. But yes, we are back. We are live webcamming because we want to keep this more interactive. We want to bring in more people to have that much more fun and all that good stuff. Let us see. I was astonished to see you live on a Wednesday. I know, me too. So my stream days are now Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm usually trying to start around 12 midnight, same time, Pacific West Coast time for me. Wednesday nights is the new night, and basically what this is a watch party. Basically meaning Twitch and YouTube does not allow you to actually physically watch something and post it, right? So basically what this is a talk show podcast where we're going to watch what we're going to watch off to the side, but while we're all watching it at the same time, we're going to be talking about it. So that way it keeps the conversation going, it keeps us on point for ultimately what we're going to be watching. And yeah, just let out your feelings, let the floodgates open, because I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about the sequel trilogy, so we're starting it off. So ultimately, there we go. I gotta get used to, there we go. That right there. But yeah, the way this is going to work is it's basically, it's a talk show format, And same thing with my Thursday Let's Plays. Fridays is Battlefield 6. Saturdays is still Battlefront 2. And Sundays is still Dead by Daylight. But ultimately, I brought back a live webcam to be more engaging with the people and just all you awesome legends, and really just scaling it up. Yeah, exactly. We're moving to that next level of threshold. So yes, we are trying to bring out the showmanship and, you know, the engagement more, so then that way, you know, it's just more fun for everybody. And honestly, I have been having so much even more fun finally getting back into the webcam, because this is how I started, was with the webcam and, you know, dressing up and everything, and, you know, which was fun for a while, but then once the kids were born and then, you know, like things like that, I mean, and I'm still having those potential things that happen. If anybody was around for last week, they know, because then it's like, oh crap, a youngling needs me. I gotta go. Hold on one second. Be right back. And then I just take off, and then, you know, within 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it winds up being, I end up coming back, and then we continue. But those are just things that can happen in that kind of lifestyle. But I'm all for you growing. Thank you for that trip. No, I mean, it was definitely great, man. I know we had a lot of fun, you know, like chatting and whatnot, you know, back in those days. Triv was definitely one who saw me starting out for sure. So it's great to see you, man, coming back. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you're doing well, sir. Making it through what you got to make through. But yeah, right now I'm playing Thursday nights is my Let's Play, so I'm doing Dark Souls Remastered. And then Friday nights I'm doing Battlefield 6 now, and then Saturdays is Battlefront 2, and then Sundays is Dead by Daylight. So essentially, I still have the same schedule, which is Wednesday through Sunday, but I added Wednesdays, so then that way it's a podcast, we talk through it, and then ultimately I do upload these to iHeartRadio and Spotify, so the podcasts are loaded there too. So links are in the About page. But Tactical Barbie is with us. What is going on, Tactical? Welcome back. But yeah, I mean, this is the new format, essentially. New-ish format. And also, I am super excited to show off that I actually got a new lapel pin that happens to be a Mythosaur skull. So I do get to rock one of these. You may not be able to see it in the stream as well, but yeah. So along with pseudo dressing up, we get to rock the Mythosaur with us too. I struggled today. I absolutely struggled today. I was just dragging my feet, just tired, feel icky. Yeah, the youngest youngling got sick last week, and then like the last 2 days, me and the lady, you know, like just started feeling it. Today I just felt even worse. I was kind of debating not streaming, but then slowly started feeling better, more energetic, and was just like, you know what, I want to keep the podcast going. I definitely want to keep the same schedule. And then was like, you know what, we're going to grin and bear it, and we're going to do it. So it's all good. And tonight's podcast only lasts as long as the movie we're watching. So right now, basically, the first 9 episodes is going to be the first 9 episodes of the Skywalker saga, so Star Wars episodes 1 through 9. And then after that, we'll watch Solo, A Star Wars Story. And then after that, we'll watch Andor's season 1 and 2, and then follow it up with Rogue One, and then go from there after that. So that's going to be every Wednesdays on the podcast. So super excited about that. And yeah. Ultimately, that is going on. But no, Triv, it's great to see you, man. I hope you're doing well out there, sir. Let's see. So we are start. So what are you guys chatting about? Your boy best friend I've talked about before. Okay, so I'm going to load up. No, thank you for popping in, man. I greatly appreciate it. Glad for the check-in, dude. Definitely appreciate it. Like I said, be well out there, sir. Stay safe, and we will catch up with you next time. Please do not let me stop you from getting much needed rest. I should be sleeping right now, but I am not, because I wanted to do this podcast for this movie, because it's going to be fun and we're going to watch it. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still streaming the normal days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. DVD still Sunday nights. So later in the, it's still the same times. So I'm doing my best to try to hit that midnight mark, but ultimately, I've done 12:31, 1:32. I've even started as late as 3 a.m. for me, just because that just happens to be the time. Yeah, that just happens to be the time that I start. So it is what it is. It's okay. So let me see. So I am going to load up the Wikipedia. And we will be reading the intro in a moment. However, I definitely want to make a note to definitely shout out and say that please don't forget, I am doing a giveaway, a 3, potentially 4 game giveaway. If the Force wills it and the Force allows it to happen, and we hit that 1,000 follower mark on Twitch, I will be giving away 3 copies of games. 1 copy is going to be Dead by Daylight, another copy will be Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then another copy will be Battlefield 6, the Phantom Edition. And as a side quest, if I can hit that between, say, now and June, the summertime, I will throw in a copy of Arc Raiders as well. So there's a potential of 4 games if we can hit it. And, I mean, the channel's definitely been getting more and more follows, so that's super, super awesome. But no, it's gonna be awesome. So we will see. That's this year's goal. And if you have not already, please, guys, let me double check. I'm going to do a shout out to Shadow Revan Knight, because I can spell his name right. There it is. Yep. Shadow is pushing for partner. So please, 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 if you guys have not already met him, he is an awesome, awesome, awesome dude. He is a Brolorian. He dresses up as cosplay as a Mandalorian as well. So he is streaming also at the moment, and he's pushing for that partner goal. So please, guys, definitely, if you haven't already, go throw him a follow. He's definitely become a really good friend of ours. And you know what? It's just awesome to see him doing really, really well. And already following him. Nice. Yep. Perfect. So ultimately, yes, please go follow him. If you can, throw him a lurk also, so he can hit those numbers. He just needs one more stream to hit for that partner. He's done 2 months already out of the partner push, and needs one more stream that's over about 75 average viewers to be able to hit that. So Hunter doing Hunter things with the gifted subs. Dude, thank you, Hunter, for that. I greatly appreciate it, sir. Let us see. Who was the lucky one? Indy got a sub. Arctic Venom got a sub. Amy Spammy is in the chat and also got a sub. That's super freaking awesome, Amy. Awesome. That is very cool. Phasma got a sub. I Am Twists got a sub. Win for Hunter. Yes, sir. This is the way. if the redeems work. They've been kind of spotty, actually.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Let me know if the sounds are going through, because I'm seeing stuff. I'm definitely seeing stuff. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and read the beginning, or the Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is the only pedia that I trust, because it's probably definitely most likely made by Star Wars fans, and they're going to be hardcore at making sure the facts are right. So I will trust that absolutely. So, so let's check it out. So this is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens on Wikipedia. We will check and see, and then I'll get out of this before the ads end up coming through. So There's been an awakening. Have you felt it? Supreme Leader Snoke. So Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, marketed as Star Wars The Force Awakens, is a 2015 film directed by J.J. Abrams, co-written by Abrams, Lawrence Kasdan, and Michael Arndt, and produced by Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy and Bad Robot Productions. It is the first part of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. The film stars Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, and Peter Mayhew reprising their original roles. The original actors are joined by a host of new actors, including Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Adam Driver, and Oscar Isaac. The story begins 30 years after the events of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. The First Order has risen from the ashes of the Galactic Empire and is opposed by General Leia Organa and the Resistance, both of which seek to find missing Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. In the midst of this search, new heroes rise in the form of Rey, a 19-year-old girl and a Force-sensitive scavenger from Jakku, Finn, a stormtrooper who defected from the First Order, and Poe Dameron, the best pilot in the Resistance. They are aided by Han Solo in their search for Skywalker and their mission to destroy the First Order's new superweapon Starkiller Base, which targets the New Republic and Resistance for destruction. They are opposed by villains such as Kylo Ren, a Dark Warrior with a mysterious past, and General Armitage Hux, the commander of Starkiller Base. Despite initially claiming that the Star Wars story ended with the redemption of Anakin Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, and after spending years refuting speculation that there would be another film, Star Wars creator George Lucas began work on Episode 7 in 2011 in order to increase the value of Lucasfilm before he sold it to the Walt Disney Company. Although Disney would later elect to not use Lucas's story, the acquisition was finalized on October 30th, 2012. Disney and Lucasfilm officially announced Episode 7 and the sequel trilogy the same day. Lucasfilm later announced that the film would be an original story, not beholden to the continuity of the Star Wars Expanded Universe, which was rebranded as the non-canon Star Wars Legend. The Force Awakens was released on December 17th, 2015 in the United Kingdom, Mexico, Latin America, and Asian countries, December 18th, 2015 in North America, and January 9th, 2016 in China. Some North American theaters offered special limited advance showings on the evening of December 17th rather than the traditional midnight showing. The film received widespread critical praise upon its release and was a massive box office success, becoming the highest grossing film of all time in North America when not adjusted for inflation. Worldwide, the film was the third highest grossing film of all time at the time of its release, behind Avatar and Titanic. It is currently the sixth highest grossing film of all time, behind Avengers, Endgame, Avatar, Avatar The Way of Water, Titanic, and Neither 2. Well, all right. Well, thank you, Barbie, for hanging out, and thank you for the great news. I hope you are doing well, and we'll have fun at your next convention and meeting your friends again. That is super, super awesome. Nothing. Thank you for hanging, man. I definitely appreciate it, sir. Are going. We haven't had. All right. So that pretty much sums it up for the Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So I am going to set up my screen. I was happy to finally be able to figure out a way to be able to do this and still be able to see. Without making it too complicated, that is. Without making it too crazy complicated. All right, so on the count of execute order 66, I'm going to hit play at this point. And we're going to get on our way for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So again, floodgates are open. Definitely share your thoughts, questions, concerns, overall what you think. That's the point of the podcast, is to keep those emotions going. So that's so what in the words of a very famous clown, here we go. Which I do need to actually get that redeemed too, I think.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
So I'm playing it now. And we got the opening crawl. We have the opening crawl. Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Here we go. Luke Skywalker has vanished in his absence. The sinister First Order has risen from the ashes of the Empire and will not rest until Skywalker, the Last Jedi, has been destroyed. With the support of the Republic, General Leia Organa leads a brave resistance. She is desperate to find her brother Luke and gain his help in restoring peace and justice in the galaxy. Leia has sent her most daring pilot on a secret mission to Jakku, where an old ally has discovered a clue to Luke's whereabouts. All right, here we go. You know, and interesting enough, too, I realized that I had to look this up before, because when we were talking about the sequels and stuff like that, was like, where is the New Republic in all this, right? And come to find out that because the New Republic set up, you know, basically the new structure, the new government for the galaxy, funny thing is that they didn't recognize the First Order as a problem, but they also recognized them as a problem. So to compensate for that, they actually created the resistance led by Leia, because they knew it had to be dealt with, but the New Republic could not actively strike against it, because right now they were basically more or less considered like a terrorist group, so they didn't want to openly engage them in warfare. So the resistance came up, and they're the ones that basically fought them, which is interesting. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, basically I'm fitting my Stormtrooper cosplay at this point. I'm getting very, very close to finishing this Empire era Stormtrooper armor, that it is extremely uncomfortable. Even with fixing things and, you know, modifying stuff and things like that, it is still absolutely uncomfortable. Regardless. There can be no balance. Grave is back. What's up, dude? He certainly is royalty. I did. I think I actually managed to start before, well, generally around midnight we were able to start, because even stream-wise, it's been about 40 minutes, but it's about 12:30 now. But the movie just barely started. I mean, we just barely got through the crawl. You didn't even get the notification. Even Twitch was surprised. The alarms are going off. Alpha Virgo is here. What's going on, man? We were watching the First Order rush the tiny little village. There's BB-8, the little rolling ball of death. Just woke up. Yeah, I should be asleep actually. Yeah, I was dragging today. I was telling everybody at the beginning of the stream that like the youngest youngling got sick last week and then gave us the ick, and yeah, like I was seriously debating even just like streaming tonight, but then I was just like, nah, I want to keep the schedule, so it's all good. Injecting coffee into your eyeballs. Yeah, I should be doing that too. Oh, flame troopers. Those flame troopers, I'm telling you, they are freaking crazy. She is. She absolutely is. It's just her carried over, so it's like I'm stuffy, but even like this morning when I woke up, it's like I felt like crap. I really did. But got better throughout the day and more, the more active you get, the better you kind of feel type of thing. So, yeah. Yeah. There's Finn getting his flashbacks. And part of it, I think, is there's definitely a stomach virus going around too, which that's always fun. That is absolutely always a good time. There's the hunt for Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is with us. But yeah, at some point I'll definitely be picking up the First Order Stormtrooper helmet to add to the collection. Next is definitely going to be the Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet, just the basic white one, because I have the Stormtrooper. Need to get a Clone Trooper, and then we'll get the First Order. Too busy to be sick. Look how old you've become. You know where you come from. Before you called yourself Kylo Ren. You cannot deny the truth. That is your family. That's what plagued him. That's what plagued him throughout the entire trilogy, was he was just torn. Completely torn. I love how they just throw in like a punch real quick just to you know. He was definitely Poe's definitely a smartass though. I love it because like, so who talks first? You talk first. You talk first. I talk first. What do like? I know I'm screwed, so I might as well just like be a smartass about it. Kill them all. Kill them all. See, it almost makes you wonder. It almost makes you wonder, like, why did Kylo, like, as he was walking, stop and sense Finn? Like, was it because, like, did Finn have like a force moment kind of thing where it kind of pinged his senses, and he was like, "Wait a minute," and then turned and like looked. And Poe's definitely getting many ships blown up too, so. Grave Walker is on a 25 stream streak. All right. All right, he said. And I have exactly 211 left. I think that's like 10 minutes. We're exactly at like 10 minutes. Finn just put his helmet back on, and Rey just popped on the screen. Now she's looking around with her flashlight, pulling parts out. She is actually really cool. I hope they do more stuff about her. You know what I should do is get a timer on here to show, because then that way, rather than have people need to ask what timestamp, we can at least have it like generally on here. About's where we're at in the movie anyway. Yeah. I think I'm going to do that for next time. Oh, I do have something to show everybody, though. It's going to be hard to see on stream, but let me at least get a picture. I will show you. I will show you the light side. So I managed to get... We should be able to get Ray's speeder too, I think, in Galactic Racers. So, here's something fun to show everybody. So, as I have everything. Okay. So, pay no heed to the shine in the corner there, but ultimately, so I was able to pick up a four pin set of the Rebellion symbol, the Jedi symbol, the Empire symbol, and a Mythosaur symbol. So this Mythosaur pin is what I have right here on my coat. So yeah, this is the Mythosaur pin right here. And yes, it is made of Beskar. Beskar. Yeah, so that's what this is right here. Is a Beskar made Mandalorian Mythosaur skull. You can't really see it on stream, but yeah. I thought it was really cool because once I saw it, I was like, it's kind of like that whole, like, how like the presidents wear like a pin, like they always have a pin like on their coat and stuff like that. Like that's actually where I got it from, because there's a lot of voting going on right now in the States, and I was like, I wonder if they have like a really cool pin to use. And yeah, I was able to find that. It was fairly cheap though, so it wasn't too bad. I'd eat the bread that Ray's making. I think according to them, they said it didn't taste that good actually. It was like rehydrated food or something like that. I love the fact that her home is in like an AT-AT, just laying there, destroyed. It's like essentially like the equivalent of like military rations. Essentially, is what she's eating there. Galaxy is back. Hello there, Galaxy. I hope all is well. I hope you're having a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy. Noma. She tells him shh. Let's see. Yeah, our messages are still kind of acting wacky, but doesn't mean we still can't try.
Hello there.
Nima outpost is that way. You will drown in the sand. Town is that way. That sucks, Galaxy. Well, hopefully you can get some sleep, sir. I mean, please do your best to get some sleep. Do not let me keep you any longer than you need to be. Sleep is very important, even though I try to remind myself that I need to get some at some point. No idea. We have the best pilot in the Resistance. Are you comfortable? Not really. I actually have must say though that I am actually pretty comfortable now. We adjusted the helmet a little bit. We were able to, you know, adjust some things. I do think though that Oscar Isaac and the cast, I mean Ray, Finn, Poe, Kylo. I mean they all did a great job. I really think. Yeah, because Kylo is more just reckless. Like he's like that's what really has me curious about like how um yeah, exactly, Grave. I mean, it's like that's why I was like really curious to see like more development for not just like Kylo's character, but everybody else too across the board because I mean, I think they're great characters. Simon Pegg, that's Simon Pegg right there. I love how like some famous actors and things like that always try to get into a Star Wars movie or something that way they you know yeah, look it up. That's Simon Pegg that plays what's his name, Unkar Plot. No, he plays him. Like he not only voices him, but he plays him. Like he's dressed up as Unkar for the physical part of it too. I'm pretty sure. Like he actually dressed up and played him. Yeah. Do exactly as they say. I can get you out of here. Why are you helping me? Because it's the right thing to do. I love that emotion he gives right there when he says we're gonna do this. Like you could just feel it. Like he's like, yes, like we're gonna do this. Almost as bad as your if you focus hard, hopefully you could fall asleep. Watch a movie with us. That should put you to sleep. Surprised they didn't actually give him TIE fighter training. Of course, then again, he was probably not in the flight school either for the First Order, so he went the trooper route, not the starfighter route. And please forgive me, I still have the stuffiness, but this movie's only 2 hours and 20 minutes, so we should be able to get through the stream and be fine for the general most part. You bought another Lego set? Very cool. Very, very cool. Cake does sound pretty good, actually. FN2187. Well, you can't have too much of a good thing, that's for sure. That's why I love keeping up with it. We're not going to get anything more right now, but at the same time, it gives me that fix that I need to play like a Star Wars game that does cross all the eras, because that's one of the things I love about that game too, is that it doesn't just keep you, in the clone era or the Empire era or even the sequel era. Like it's a little mix of everything, which is just enough to like, experience it again, actually actively play into it, and then, move on to the next match and just keep, rinse and repeat, essentially. Yeah. That's why I'd honestly be really curious to see if, like, whatever the new Battlefront would be, is of course they're going to have, Rebellion, prequel, sequel era, but and they'll have like whatever comes next, right? Like post sequel era, like sequel era, whatever. But I'd love for them to like start throwing in things that are like High Republic era. Again, like it comes down to essentially taking Galaxy of Heroes and morphing it into a workable like multiplayer online game, and then just giving us all those characters to be able to just like have fun with. It'd be freaking awesome. One for each era, exactly. Yep. Eyes fingers, toes, Beskar crossed. Yes, we are hoping for something. Something maybe, hopefully. And even kind of like on a subconscious level, like seeing Finn in his armor really made me start thinking about like why I wanted to do the cosplay for the Empire, Stormtrooper and stuff like that too. Knock on everything, exactly. Yep. And all that freaking armor is so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable. I did a fit check. Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. And um, I did. Yeah, I did chest, back, stomach, legs, calves, everything, shoes, and the only thing I didn't put on was the like the shoulder bells and like the arms essentially, but I had everything else on, like the helmet and everything else, everything but the arms essentially is what I was like test fitting and stuff like that. And it's like it I think it looks really freaking cool. It absolutely does, but it is so freaking uncomfortable. That's just the way the armor is designed. It just on that map for you also. Yeah, that was kind of a dig. That was definitely kind of a dig at Galaxy. You're fine, man. You're absolutely fine, sir. You got the point across. Because I don't think he ever got Poe's jacket back, did he? I mean, like at the end of the movie, like Kylo destroys it essentially, but I don't think we ever get to see him wear it again. This droid says you stole it. Stop it. Yeah. I mean, even up to this point, I mean, she's still a skilled fighter, but you're with the resistance. This is what we look like. Yeah, there's so many options, Galaxy. Stop grabbing my hand. All in the airstrike. Stop taking my hand.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
What about that one? That one's junk. Doom is back. What is going on, dude? That one's garbage. That one's garbage. The garbage will do. Yeah, essentially. I just love that transition though that they do where it's like, what about that? He's like, what about that ship? And she's like, that one's garbage. We're taking that one, and then that one gets destroyed, and then it's like, okay, the garbage will do. And they run over and it's the Falcon. Because like nobody gives it any credit for being anything good. I can do this. I can do this. Oh, no worries, Ben. That's fine. You're welcome to stay and chat about it. I know you've definitely seen it before. Anakin, welcome back, man. Please, definitely, like I said, open the floodgates when it comes to The Force Awakens. We are definitely, on episode 7 for Star Wars. So share your thoughts, concerns, questions, feelings, whatever, because that is what this is. Wizard Patrick is back. I clean up pretty good. Well, thank you, sir. Yes, we're trying to, bring a more, you know, interactive experience at the same time, still be casual and still rock our graphic tees, but be business and professional, but at the same time be casual also. But yes, and for those of you that are new or returning, I should say, I did manage to get a Beskar Mythosaur skull pin, so I do have something on my lapel here. So yeah. Yeah, no worries, man. But they're getting over being sick, and then I should be sleeping, but I am here hosting a podcast, so that's no things are good. They're getting better, but I was seriously dragging today and was debating on whether or not I still wanted to do this or not, but then was just like, you know what? No, I was feeling better, and it's only 2.5 hours for the movie, so I was like, you know what? We'll suck it up. We'll jump in. We'll do it. But they're good. They're good. They're getting better, and then we're having fun. enjoy Arc Raiders, man. It is a really fun game. I think you'll really like it if you're into the again, like the Fallout-esque apocalypse world, like survival, scavenging, that whole deal. And it's like that's literally what Arc Raiders is. So it's just a different kind of genre with that, but no, it's definitely worth it for sure. Tara Strong Batman Arkham City 2, Kylo Ren. Yep, we are watching Star Wars Episode 7 for Episode 7 of the podcast, The Force Awakens. So, yes. Rey and Finn have just hijacked the Millennium Falcon, and they are taking the TIE Fighters on a chase, wishing they could basically do what they can to escape as best as they could. Oh yeah, we're in the middle of it right now. Well, not middle of it, but we're about a solid 15, 25, 35. We're about 35 minutes into it right now. There's about an hour and 45 minutes left for the movie. But again, this is part of the saga, so we will be watching all 3 sequel films. So again, I say let the floodgates open. Please share your thoughts, and you don't have to hold back, of course. I've just been sharing my positive thoughts on the movie itself. So I don't know your name. I'm Ray. But I was excited though tonight that I was able to start at a decent normal time though. Stolen YT Freighter. It had help. I think it's definitely safe to say that Kylo might have an anger issue. What girl? Well, if you kill him, you're not going to find out. You got to tell us where the piece. I really did like the comedy in this movie, though. Like right here. Deal. The Alenium system. Okay, thank you. Why does everybody want to go back to Jakku? The one I'm pointing to. No, 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 no. Ray's a little angry. You had a boyfriend? Cute boyfriend? What? All controls are overridden. See, I still wonder about how, like at the very beginning when they were on that planet or when they were on Jakku and like Finn freezes, right? Because he doesn't want to kill the villagers, and then Kylo stops and like looks at him. And like I really, really, really wonder if like he pinged like pretty strong on the force right there, and then Kylo couldn't help but like notice him. Their masks filter out smoke, not toxins. There he is. Chewie, we're home. Such an awesome freaking scene. I'm the pilot. Junkyard. I used to be. Let's see. What did Chewie say to Finn? In Star Wars The Force Awakens, after Finn refers to Han Solo as a war hero, Chewbacca shrugs his shoulders and makes a dismissive grunting noise. Written in the script is, nah. The sound indicates a mix of agreement and acknowledgement that Han was also a smuggler rather than just a former military hero. Yeah. He was generally like, meh, yeah. Wrath target lose. They're big and they're dangerous. Don't even think about taking the Falcon. I love that. There's one. There's one. 83 years old. That's freaking crazy. And he just got an award too. He got like a like a SAG lifetime achievement award, I think. Balatig. And blasters. Like, I never made a deal with them. Good to see you. And Chewie's like, yeah. He's like, Han's like, well, what's the second time? Fugitives. Uh-huh. He said it. He said it.
I got a bad feeling about this.
As the Rathars are just they're literally like beholders from Dungeons and Dragons. He gives them like the Indiana Jones like punch and then just grabs them and just like throws them into the Rathar. That's freaking awesome. And two fugitives. The horror on her face of just like wow, it's been 10 years for him. 11 years, actually. That was lucky. Prepare to meet Kali. Yep. I'd love to do the Indiana Jones series at some point too. That'd be freaking awesome. I love how his Hans way of opening doors has always been just shoot the controls and let it open without hacking it. I got one. He's back there. He picked up the loose training droid. Don't let me down. You let me down. Impressive. He jumped from hyperspace from the hangar. A droid will soon be delivered to the Resistance. The new Jedi will rise. I loved the rumor mill about Snoke and who he really was. Like, people thought he was Plagueis, people thought he was a fallen Jedi, he turned to the dark side. Like, yeah, I loved how everybody really, really, really focused on what they thought he was. Chewie's just fighting him. Like, get away from me. He's scared BB-8. Which is fine. Huh. He's so proud of herself, too. I bypassed the compressor. When she pulls it and the ship blows up. I can't remember that one, but I think I've probably seen it at this point. He walked away from everything. The Force, the Jedi, all of it. It's all true. Han just kind of gives her that look like, I didn't know there was this much green in the galaxy. Did you just call me Solo? Listen, big deal. Now, there is a behind the scenes scene that should have been a part of this part right here where he hands him the gun and says, "Women always find out the truth." And it's specifically where he looks down and points at his shoes because he knows that Finn's wearing first order standard issue shoes. So he knows he was an ex trooper. Massive green screen. Yeah. Are you offering me a job? Thinking about it. Where? Jakku? Yeah, it always feels weird watching people walk up to Maz's castle without being shot at. Any of it. Don't stare at any of it. I love how she just screams his name and everybody just stops and like looks like. Where's my boyfriend? Yeah. Everybody that's a spy is there. Yeah. I remember a lot of people talking about how they wanted to see her as like a playable character with like the jetpack she has on or something because she's a smaller character just for like maneuverability and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll see her with like her blaster and like a jetpack or something. In the pool to the light. Finish what you started. That would actually be a really cool, like, trophy to have. It's Vader's mangled helmet. Yeah. I don't know, but it ain't good. I like how she references the Sith, though. She said, "I've seen it. I've seen, you know, things rise. The Sith, the Empire, now the First Order. Like it always takes some kind of form." That's a good question, though. How old is Maz Kanata? He is over 1,000 years old. He's noted to be approximately 1,008 years old by the time of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Interesting. I'm not resistant. Yeah, I mean, people are making it. The melted helmet. Now she's getting those visions. Don't go down into the basement. Don't go down into the basement. I love how BB-8 followed her though. Like he didn't want to leave her alone. So sad. Ray. That's powerful. She says, I see your eyes, and I know you know the truth. I love that line too. I'm no Jedi, but I know the Force. Ray's basically like, screw this shit, I'm out. Like, bye. Well, he's not lying. Killer Base.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Justin Sam, thank you for that follow, man. Welcome in, sir. We were just watching Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, sir. But thank you, man. Yeah, I need to look up and see what planets those were. I completely forgot. But thank you for that support, my dude. I hope you're having a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy, sir. Use a random alpha. Oh, it's me. I like it too. I like the sequel trilogies. I really do. Where'd you get that? We're still waiting, I think, for that other time, right? When she says, good question for another time. Like, where'd you get that? It's like, I don't think they revealed yet where she got it from. We know where it came from. All right. Starkiller Base destroyed the Hosnian system in Star Wars The Force Awakens, a devastating attack that annihilated the New Republic capital of Hosnian Prime and several surrounding planets in the system. The blast, which was visible across the galaxy, also destroyed the Galactic Senate and the New Republic Defense Fleet. Holy crap. So the planets and worlds destroyed in the Hosnian Cataclysm included Hosnian Prime, the capital world. So basically that took over for Coruscant for the New Republic as the capital. Cortilius, Rasho, Hosnian, and Cardota. The act of destruction was designed to wipe out the leadership of the New Republic in one strike, shifting the balance of power in favor of the First Order. The weapon was later destroyed by the Resistance before it could fire on its next target, the base on Dakar. Yeah, what was interesting too is that, like, up until this point, which I didn't know about too, and like I said, there's a lot of research that goes into this actually, is that we just don't know about, is that, like, that's the first direct attack against the New Republic was right there when they built Starkiller Base and they actually fired and destroyed the capital homeworld of the New Republic. Was like the terrorist group's first direct attack against the New Republic, declaring war essentially. And I really hope they expand on Finn's Jedi arc too, because they did a little bit in Lego Star Wars. But I love how Maz tells them, you have a weapon, and just pushes the lightsaber on him. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna try to use it without killing myself. Hey, okay, big deal. That's why I love being a pilot too. 'Cause you got to be able to fly your ship too. Well, at least for me in my cosplay. Not everybody's a pilot though. That's perfectly fine. And you don't have to be. I love how Han never used the bowcaster before when he tells me he likes it. You know what? I think I read somewhere that she did. Well, let me double check. Yeah, it does say that she did. She did start the process of rebuilding the castle on Takodana. Following the attack in Force Awakens, Maz immediately started the repairs to her castle. Union dispute when contracted by Finn for help in Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Maz was busy billing. I can't even speak. Busy dealing with a union dispute, which is implied to be a cover for the difficult labor of rebuilding her palace. And then a shift in focus while rebuilding her organization at home. She also became more heavily involved with Resistance, serving as an advisor to Leia. Oh, nice. So yeah, I guess she started to. So it's implied essentially when she's in the union dispute and they need her help that that's part of the. And they stole. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. There's our princess. He just pops out of nowhere. Goodness, look. He's like, yeah. They definitely didn't recognize him with his red arm. new jacket. Big hugs. Big hugs. Yeah. And he finally realizes that Poe's still alive. Need your help. That sounds very scary. You must be so brave. Do what? Anything. R2 has been in low power mode. Never should have sent him away. That is true. Now it's time for Rey to fight back. Murderers, traitors, and thieves, you girlfriends. There's Kylo. That's a good point. Basically kept him more Vader-esque. Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately they could have kept him in the mask the whole movie pretty much until he faced on and he said, "Let me see your face," and then he like takes it off. Yeah, according to you, because according to Patrick, the movie went downhill the second it started. So, he believed it was no longer valuable. Yeah, that's why I hope they really push more for Finn to have character development in the next whatever we're gonna see. Like I want him to be a part of the new Jedi Order. Yeah. Oh, and that stormtrooper there is James Bond. It was Daniel Craig? Yeah, Daniel Craig. Yep. Yep, there's Daniel Craig. Again, another cameo for somebody.
Some death sticks.
You don't want to sell me death. You don't want to sell me death.
I don't want to sell you. I don't want to sell you.
You want to go home and you want to go home.
I want to go home. I want to go home and rethink my life.
Another Death Star. Yeah, I love how Han just doesn't care. He's like, so it's bigger. Who cares? I love that. If I told you, you wouldn't like it.
It's a trap!
There's our favorite Mon Calamari. So you miss me. I love that little exchange that they have right there where he said, you know, some of it wasn't all bad, right? Like some of it was good. And she's like, pretty good. Because you can almost, like, I want to say that it's like their connection between their actual relationship during filming the first three. So there was at least, you know, kind of a mutual nod to each other there. She's beginning to test her powers. Rip Carrie Fisher, yep. Our princess is one with the Force. We're making our landing approach at light speed. Which is kind of funny because I never actually put it together until right now, rewatching this again for like the 30th time. Was he left the hangar in Lightspeed for the first time with when he reunited with the Falcon, and the last time he flies the Falcon, he's entering in with Lightspeed also. Like he's just always just pushing it. On Solo. Sanitation. We use the Force. Oh, really? You're cold? I love it. I'm just here to get Ray. It's like the galaxy's counting on us. Hey. FN2187. He's like, calm down, calm down, calm down. Well, props to her for not going for the full-on gunfight against the entire base, but she's being sneaky, sneaky. They're a garbage chute? A trash compactor? He said the thing. Thank the maker.
Thank the maker.
Yep. No damage. Blom Jr., what is going on, sir? Yes, may the force be with you as well. Always, always, always. I hope you're having a great and safe week and you're part of the galaxy, sir. Yes, we are doing our Wednesday night podcast. We are actually physically watching Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So, again, I hope you're well, sir. We're toward the end of the movie at this point. Are you up for this? Hell no. Why are you doing that? I love that. It's like, hey, look. Why are you doing that? Keep now, hug later. I love how Chewie hands him his coat. Like he knows it's going to be cold. Wear your coat. Got a bag full of explosives. I remember reading that, yeah. That's really cool, though. Because the reaction's, like, totally the same, too. It's like, what? Like, huh? That was lucky. No, Chewie. I mean, you know what really sucks, though, too, is that, like, you got to think from Chewie's point of view, it's like, Han was hard enough to get through, right? But then to see, like, Leia pass and then Luke pass, it's like, I mean, he was freaking, he just must have been just devastated. Devastated. After watching this upcoming scene, like, it took me a while to process what happened here. Han Solo. Take off that mask. You don't need it. Yeah, I definitely have to agree that if they kept him in the mask the entire movie and he only took it off up until this point so you could actually see it, would definitely have some more emotional impact, I think. Get what he wants, he will crush you. Those are powerful freaking words. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Thank you. Wow. Leia feels it. Luke definitely must have felt it. I love I love that immediate reaction from Chewie. It's like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna die too. And he just freaking shoots Kylo. Obviously it's not a killing shot, but still, like he's just like, screw it. And just boom. Like he just lost his entire world, so he's like, you know what, fuck it. Tima, how's it going? Yeah. Yeah, I read the Wikipedia entry for this before we started the movie. We're actually actively watching the movie right now. We're right at the end where Han just died. Yeah, and Kylo's about to take on Rey and Finn, but yeah, the hype for this movie was just like huge. I mean, like, yeah, as a Star Wars fan, I mean, I was definitely just talking about that too, where like I come from Legends also, so I know how the story continues after Return of the Jedi from that point of view. But for the sequel series to come out, and then that's in particular for me, like that scene right there where Han was just dead and gone. It's like I had to rewatch this movie multiple times before I finally like it sunk in that's what happened and that's how we're moving forward with this series. Yeah. He did. He wanted to die at the end of Return of the Jedi because he felt that, like Harrison Ford himself felt that Han Solo's story was already told. Like he wasn't a hero anymore. Like his story was already done. So like there wasn't really much more for him from his point of view. But yeah, in the expanded universe, I mean, Han and Leia gave birth to Jason, Jaina, Anakin. Um, yeah, traitor. You can, yeah, yeah. We're gonna be watching the next Tima next Wednesday because Wednesday night is the podcast. So yeah, actively right now we are physically watching this movie, and the next will be Episode 8. Yeah, The Last Jedi. So we will be seeing that, and then 9, Rise of Skywalker. So yep, definitely more interesting things to happen for sure. Yeah, no, you're right. That's absolutely, it's the next it's basically the next generation of fans and just passing on the older characters to a newer generation. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited though to see what's like with all the games that are coming out, and the new movies, and just everything in general, to see the new content and ultimately just enjoy everything that they're going to be just coming out with because to get new content in general is what I'm excited about mostly. Now, what sort of content we get, I mean, that's because we are all hardcore fans of Star Wars. I mean, that's up for debate. Absolutely. Tomb came back. What I miss a lot. Yeah, we're at the end. Poe's going in to destroy the. He's doing the trench run. Ark's been keeping you. How are you enjoying that, by the way? What do you think about Ark? Was it the guy who plays Good Luck Poe, or the guy who says Good Luck Poe, the one with the accent? Okay, yeah, I'll see that once we start watching Andor shortly after this too. So, can you name some young characters who have become popular because of their older counterparts? Hmm. Well, like I said, if you're looking at it from the multiverse point of view, and you're looking at expanded universe, aka Legends, Then there's the twins, Jason and Jaina, who were Han and Leia's first set of kids. And then they had Anakin. Don't make me time you out, Grave. I still think that's the funniest thing ever. You need a teacher. Oh, it's your channel, your rules. Like I like the idea that they always bring up is that, or what I recently more or less found out too, was that like the lightsaber fighting obviously is not the same as what the prequel era was. However, we have to remember, and I have to remind myself, that like the way the original trilogy, the Rebellion era, and also the sequel trilogy happened, like there was nobody there to teach them lightsaber mastery. So they had to learn basically from books and scratch. So there was no general like lightsaber daily training that they were just constantly doing for years on end that ultimately gave them the same badassery that the prequel era gave us, like the Obi-Wan fight. But also at the same time, you know, the fact that you know, Luke, you know, evolved, and then we started seeing a little bit of that like in Mandalorian, and then same thing like with this. I have a feeling because the newest sequel trilogy is going to be set, like I think they said something around like 20 years or something past Rise of Skywalker, which means everybody's going to be a lot older, and Rey is going to be training more in lightsaber combat. So I think it's going to be their way of bringing back that like hardcore fighting, you know, because then we'll see like how Kestis and Rey and pretty much everybody else that's still out there that, you know, will be able to get some really cool combat, I think. Yeah, poor Finn though. I mean, he picked up that lightsaber and was ready to fight. I mean, I love that aspect that he was willing to not give up and like fight with the saber still. Yeah, I have, where he basically like in every scene, like Grievous is out there just running around getting all the lightsabers from everybody.
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
But you know what? It kind of makes sense now that if you remember in The Mandalorian when he was wielding the Darksaber, that was part of his problem that the armorer was trying to teach him, was that like he couldn't wield it effectively because he wasn't tuned to it. So it was almost like it did weigh a ton, and like he was fighting the saber and the saber was fighting him, essentially. And that's kind of like what I see here, even though that came out afterward. Like, to me, that's great enough reasoning to believe, because when you build your lightsaber, you tune yourself into it. So that's like a physical projection of your force bond, essentially. And like Rey struggling with a lightsaber, Finn struggling with a lightsaber, so it's clunky. It's just there's nobody there to teach them how to fight. And even even Ren was still learning too. But yeah, Finn definitely got his ass kicked in this one, for sure. That's why I think, Tima, that when we see the new Jedi Order films, like everything that's going to come after this, it's going to return to that style, that like choreographed, beautiful fighting, because enough time has passed for that to be the focus of like pure training, essentially, without like the need to just kind of like learn on the go, but more like focused training and harnessing their powers. R2 is back. They had to take a side seat, though. I mean, with the new generation. I get it. I love how before, though, 3PO said himself that, it's very unlikely that R2 would have the rest of the map. Like he didn't have faith in him that he would even be able to help. It is what it is, Grave. I mean, that's why I said, like, for me, it ultimately took like multiple watches, just like the prequels, to like absorb what the films show, what actually happens, and then to like accept it and move on from it, and not be angry in a sense that it wasn't up to expectations in certain ways. I mean, because you can't change what already happened. It is what it is, sadly. May the force be with you. That's why it's so sad that, I mean, like, Chewie literally loses Han, Leia, and Luke, the three people that like he started with. Well, for his this time frame, but it's like, I mean, the emotional toll that it comes with. I mean, it's huge. Yoda too, yeah, yeah, because he knew Yoda, and Luke would have told him at some point that Yoda had passed. Also, I'm surprised R2 stayed with the ship, though. I'm very surprised they kept it in there. Yeah, they could have flew the Falcon like up to the top and then just dumped him out. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, He was with somebody. He wasn't left alone. Yeah. For this look. Another one down. Wow. Another one down. That was the introduction to the sequels. I'm actually really surprised that that the chat wasn't blowing up even more so, but I'm sure that'll come with The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. But yeah, that's it for episode 7 of the podcast. Yeah, we just finished watching Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. But no, I mean, that's what they came out with. It was a high-grossing movie. I mean, all the fans showed up for it, and I was definitely one of them. So, gonna go nuts because of you. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting, though. It'll be definitely interesting. But I mean, to sit and actually think that we've gone through the first 7 episodes of the entire saga, though. I mean, that's just mind-blowing. But yeah, that was episode 7. Force Awakens. We got to see, spoiler alert to anybody that hasn't seen it, because this isn't really spoiling because this has been out forever at this point anyways, but yes, we got to see the coming of age of basically Rey taking the torch from everybody, and we got to see Luke Skywalker return. We got to see Han and Leia's son Ben Solo basically turn to the dark side, or already be turned to the dark side, and essentially go the way of that and try to follow in the footsteps of Vader. But we all know how that ends up ending. But at the same time, that's his like drive, is to sit there and try to be the most powerful Sith he basically can, which is crazy that he actually even never reaches that like level of Sith either in like this entire trilogy. Like Kylo never finishes his training essentially and is kind of like a rogue Sith almost, but he never achieves the rank of Darth or anything like that, and doesn't have a master really until, well, I guess he does because Palpatine takes him over, but then even that was kind of short-lived also. So I mean, yeah, for sure. The new Scary Movie is coming out. Yeah. You're going to be typing books in here. Don't worry, I'll keep it respectful. Dude, great. No, seriously. I mean, guys, I want you to speak your mind. I mean, definitely don't hold back. I'm telling you, please, like speak your minds. Tell me what you don't like about it. That's the whole point of the podcast, is like share your emotions. That is perfectly fine. Because I mean, if you want to sit there and say this thing just freaking sucks, and like I wish it burned and blah 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 blah, it's like, please share that passion, because you got to get it out, and you want to be able to talk about it in a not so kind of condensed way also, and I understand that, so please don't hold back. That is totally fine with me. Um, yeah, I definitely want to check out Scary Movie if I can. We'll see how scheduling works out for that, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yeah, it'll definitely be pretty fun for sure. Either way, so. But we were able to, I think, even based off of the time, we were able to pretty much end right when, yeah, not even like 3 o'clock yet, and it feels like it's early. So, Grave wants to be in the podcast. I'll have to limit it if I choose to do that for, X amount of time. But I'm not opposed to it though. I'm definitely not opposed to like being able to have guests and stuff like that, and definitely share your opinions and things like that. So no, maybe, I mean, yeah, for the Last Jedi, if you have things you would like to honestly talk about and speak about, then yeah, maybe we can we'll do like a little trial run for Last Jedi, and yeah, great, we can jump into, or have you jump into chat and voice chat, that is, and we'll have you on for a little bit, not the whole entire time, but at least a little bit anyway. But since it is basically time to wrap things up. And I was actually able to, like I said, I was excited. I was able to start on time, and on time for me meant sometime before right around midnight. So I am super stoked about that also. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it as always. Well, thank you, sir. Like I said, I always want to keep an atmosphere where everybody's more comfortable to be who you are. Absolutely. And, I mean, I recognize that at this point too, is that, putting certain restrictions on things, I mean, like, we can definitely work with things and, let loose the shackles, if you will, for the most part. I mean, which I think I generally have, at least on this channel. I mean, it's not so strict. I don't think, at least, but at the same time, I still want everybody to be comfortable and have a good time, and all that good stuff. But again, oh yeah, thank you for the kind words, sir. So again, stream days are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually trying to start around 12 midnight. That's Pacific West Coast time. Wednesday night is the podcast. So we just got done actually tonight with Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, for Episode 7 of the podcast. Thursday night is the Let's Play. So currently right now we are doing some Dark Souls Remastered. Friday is Battlefield 6, so I believe this Friday, since we don't really have anything scheduled with anybody else, we're jumping back into the Battlefield to have some fun there. Saturday night is Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then Sunday night is some Dead by Daylight. The 2v8 event is definitely over with at this point, I believe, so it'll just be regular Dead by Daylight, but that's perfectly fine. But again, thank you guys for being awesome, the awesome legends that you all are. Shout outs to Hunter too. Thank you guys thank you, sir, for those gift subs. Definitely appreciate it, man. But yeah, I hope again everybody's having a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy. This is the halfway mark, so we've started what we need to do, and this is our celebration to be able to hang out at least in a podcast format and watch something cool that we all love and hate or have opinion about or whatever in that sense, and still be able to have a good time regardless. And yeah, and then we can basically transition over to Thursday and Friday, finish out the week, have some more fun with some games throughout the weekend, and then wrap everything up and then start over again. But yes, again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for being the awesome legends that you always are. Again, please don't forget, I do have a goal for this year to try to maybe hit that 1K follower mark on Twitch. And if the force wills it that I can hit that 1K mark, then I will be giving out 3 copies of games: a copy of Dead by Daylight, a copy of Battlefield 6, the Phantom Edition, and a copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2. And then if by chance I happen to be able to get to that point between now and say June of hitting that mark, then I will throw in a copy of Arc Raiders. All of those games I personally play, love them dearly because they are definitely fun to play. Also on the side, we started getting into Helldivers 2 again, and also playing Fallout 76, which are also great games. So I highly suggest anybody that's looking for something that's either new or old or whatever, jump back in and play. They are all definitely good times to be had there, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely there's potential there for sure. But again, yeah, shout outs to everybody else. Again, shout out to Shadow Revan Knight. He is doing that partner push. So if you haven't already, definitely make sure to throw him a follow, throw him a lurk as well, because every lurk counts toward his goal. He's already done a month's worth of the partner push. This is his last month right now before Twitch updates for the stats. So he just needs one more day. He's 5 out of 6 days total for the month. Or month 2, that is. So yeah, please definitely show him some support, show him some love. I'm doing my best to always lurk in his streams. That way, he gets at least one more viewer. That is, it's all viewer based. You have to have at least 75 or more viewers, at least on, I believe it's like 6 streams for 2 months straight. So you could stream however many days you want to, but you need to at the very least have 6 streams and 6 streams back to back, month to month, with at least an average of 75 viewers. So definitely, not impossible to get, but truly a challenge nonetheless. So yeah, I honestly believe he already hit it. I mean, off of last night's stream, I mean, I think he definitely got it, which well deserved. He is a Brolorian. Same thing with Grave and Beskar Ben, aka Tomb. They are other Mandalorians on Twitch that got their helmets and they're building their armor and their streams and things like that centered around the Mandalorian Mandoverse culture, which is totally awesome. There's more support there. So yeah, there's more of us joining Twitch, which is crazy awesome. So yeah, we'll see what the future holds. But again, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys again for watching the latest episode for Star Wars and the episode for the podcast and being a part of all that. Definitely greatly appreciated again. So yep, I will be back later Thursday night, which is officially Thursday now for me because it's late in the morning. But yes, Thursday night I will be back playing some Dark Souls Remastered. So that's going to be fun. Super pumped because we're making progress there. So hopefully we'll be able to finish that game up at some point and then move on to the next. But I'm definitely not speed running any of these, so that's definitely for sure. Yeah. Oh, you should have your camera set up by next week. Very cool, man. Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing some test streams also for, wearing the helmet and getting more comfortable with it and things like that. My suggestion honestly would be is if you're not used to it, which you aren't, I mean, do it in spurts, definitely try it out. Like even when you stream, like only stream maybe for like an hour wearing it, kind of thing, and then turn it off or I mean, basically what you were doing. I mean, like you were wearing it for a little while, you get uncomfortable. I mean, kind of like test it out because ultimately, I mean, I'm actually like wearing my helmet more than I ever did when I actually streamed it before. I mean, like even when I was wearing the full armor, I wouldn't even wear it the entire stream. I would wear it just maybe for like the first hour or so, and then I'd switch it to like the rolling loop. That way I just didn't have to be in costume the entire time. But I'm finding it more, definitely funner, more interactive having it this way also. Plus, again, it's about comfortability. So, I mean, definitely being more in an environment, that you can be cool at, not be uncomfortable or hot, because at the same time, you don't want to be pushing yourself or your body. Definitely, please make sure you're taking care of yourself, and if you feel like it's becoming like a little too much, definitely take a break from it, and there's alternatives obviously out there for it too. So, right, and it's going to be your guys' winter, which is my summer at this point. So, or it's starting to get there because of the time time changes and seasons and everything like that too, which is good. I mean, it obviously helps, but yeah, either way, it does take some time to kind of get used to it, kind of, I don't know. It's like wearing it's literally wearing a mask the entire time you're doing whatever it is you're doing. So for me, it's always been less is more. So I mean, the actual fact that like, I mean, even me, Zan, Shadow, even Monster to some extent, like even Monster's cost, like his armor and stuff isn't really that cumbersome. So like it's pretty decently comfortable for him. So like, all of us that don't actually wear our armor but only wear the helmet, like even this can be kind of uncomfortable, but it's bearable. So it's not like a total miserable aspect either, because you got to make sure that the helmet works and it fits too, because if you're wearing it and it's tight on you and you got to fix stuff, I mean, you can always alter it in a way. And I know Toom has talked about that, and he was showing me too that, he had to alter his helmet in certain ways just to make sure it was more comfortable for him. So whether it's taking out padding or adding padding or doing something to just make it more just generally comfortable for you, I mean, that is definitely the way to go. So just keep that in mind for sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's all good. But yeah, I'm super stoked for you, man. That'll definitely be fun. Once you get the cam set up and you start doing, the more live interactive kind of stuff, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it too, because I mean, it's definitely a different feeling for sure, because you're not just talking into a mic or anything like that, but it definitely brings a certain level of physicality to the stream and just more engagement and things like that. So overall, though, yeah, I'm definitely having a great time coming back to the idea of the live cosplay. So that way, it's just a little bit more when people sit there and say, how do you see out of that thing? It's like, oh, you can explain it, but also use your hands and talk. And then also when they say, well, can you lift your hands up, you'd be like, yes, hi, like that sort of thing. It's like you start to kind of get into it, and it's actually pretty funny. It really is, actually. Yeah, I mean, yeah, ultimately it's just whatever and however you want to set it up with and things like that. But again, yeah, if it becomes uncomfortable, because like I said, even Caber does the same thing too, where it's like he was doing live cosplays, or he is doing live cosplays, but I helped him out with the loop, just because like he was getting more uncomfortable streaming, like wearing everything and having to set everything up. So it's like, again, less is more. So I mean, it just depends on what works for you ultimately, but you'll get there. It's all trial and error, and even going through the steps of everything, you're going to tweak and change stuff as time goes, as equipment gets better, and all this sort of thing. I mean, it's an ongoing process that will just never stop ultimately, because that's just the nature of the beast. Yep, exactly. And there's going to be times when you're going to take a step backwards because things aren't working the way it's supposed to be, or like something just isn't right or whatever. I mean, like there's always going to be something, and that's part of it too, is there's always, like, it's not always going to work out perfectly, but at the same time it does work out, but there's always something with something. So expect the unexpected ultimately is what it boils down to. So yep, no worries. But again, thank you guys for hanging out for episode 7 of the podcast for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Next Wednesday night we will be doing Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. We will see Luke in all his gloriousness coming back from Hermit's living, and what they decided to do with his character there. There will definitely be more to be said, I am sure, in chat. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, I will be back later tonight, Thursday night, for some Dark Souls Remastered, making some great progress there. So yep, that's going to wrap things up for tonight. So again, thank you guys for being the awesome legends that you all are. Shout out again to Hunter for those gift subs. Thank you very much, Hunter, for your support. Greatly appreciated as always, sir. But we will catch you guys next time. So again, please continue to have a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy. Finish up what you guys need to do so we can get back to having some fun and hanging out and doing what we always do anyway. So I will catch you guys next time. So until then, be good, be safe, love you, and talk to you later.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.